Hi friends. I want to show you how I'm going to make ashes so that I can participate with High Rock Online on Ash Wednesday. Traditionally, the ash would come from the palm branches from Palm Sunday the year prior, but I'm fresh out of palm branches, so I'm going to be creative. I love the idea of maintaining the symbolism of plant life, life coming up from the ground and dying and then returning to the ground, to the dust. So I've got some lavender sprigs from my garden, and I'm going to use that. But if you don't have something like that, get creative. Think about what you have on hand. Go to your spice rack. Bay leaves are a good alternative. Anything that you have dried around the house. If you're doing this in advance, you could stop by like any number of stores. Even grocery stores often have little dried flower arrangements. Something like that. If you really need to, just use some paper, some newspaper, something. It doesn't have to be completely symbolic in order for it to work. There's nothing magical about this. Keep in mind that when you burn this, you're going to be holding something on fire and you're going to need to drop it into something, some kind of container. I'm going to use the lid to a mason jar so that once everything's burned and I've ground up the ash, I'm just actually going to seal it up by putting the jar on the lid. I'm going to set it aside that way, and then when it's time to use them, I'm going to pop the jar right off. And then I've got this nice little thing to hold the ashes in so that I can distribute those ashes to my family. So mason jar lid. I'm also making sure to put down something so that I don't end up ruining my countertop here. So let's actually do this. Let me show you. Keep in mind, bay leaves have oil in them, so it will sort of spark a little bit, which is exciting, but don't be surprised. Probably only going to need one bay leaf for my little family of 5. All right, I'm going to drop it in. It's just going to burn a little bit more. I'm going to do one of these lavender sprigs too. It smells amazing, believe it or not. The bay leaf and the lavender. It's a really beautiful incense, actually. Okay, that's probably going to be enough. I'm going to plop that into the lid. I'm going to use the back end of a wooden spoon to just ground it up. You might, if you're fancy, want to use a mortar and pestle. That's fine. Whatever you need. Mash it up a little bit. So now I've got this ash powder, this ash dust, and it's ready to go. Now I'm going to seal this up, like I said, by putting the lid on, or putting the jar on as a lid. We're ready for Ash Wednesday. When the time comes, it's ready to go. I'm going to get a paper towel. I'm going to get the paper towel wet so I can get my finger a little bit wet, get some of that ash on there. Ready to go.